Well, guys, here we are with another exciting episode of the Poetry of Justice show with Lori G, the benefactor, and good old big head Jackie Ray. Anywho, guys, we're having a great time tonight because, Lori, I'm going to kick it on over to you. I would like for well, I did a lot of
You did all of this.
That's why I would love for you to introduce it. Like,
amazing.
well, I come to you like you. I need you to be Vanna.
Vanna, I would like to introduce the beautiful artwork of our hostess, Jackie Ray.
No, what the boy is saying.
Introducing this wonderful segment of Killer Tea with nobody other than our girl, Sheli C.
Oh my God. This is amazing. This is a wonderful slogan. Wonderful slogan.
This is
but
Okay,
only leave it to Jackie to come up with that
because
wonderful
look
slogan.
at it. Because you be knowing the tea, dog. And then really with the crime.
Maybe because I'm just nosy. That's what
On a whole nother...
Being nosy gets you far in life. It's the truth.
Maybe because I'm just nosy.
That's true.
I'm very nosy.
And scared. Nosy, and you ain't putting yourself
and I'm gonna
in a
ask
harmful situation.
Oh,
Inquisitive,
never. But see, when you learn all that stuff, you know
Right.
how to keep yourself out of danger.
Every time.
That's what I'm saying. Don't I keep us out of danger?
Like in New York.
In New York. Like
I'm
that.
telling you.
Yeah, she
talking
keeps...
about come look over the rooftop. We not going over
No,
there.
she like, no.
Oh, she like, go
And
down.
I wish she
We
did. Lori.
not going over
right,
there.
no. Lori, remember everything.
I was like, Drafton said, is it that bad?
Yeah, he had to finally answer like, damn.
It is not that
Shelley
bad.
was like, yes.
And we don't know you. So therefore,
know you.
we are not going to no ledge to look over. We
Shelley was like, because he gonna push me over no damn ledge. I was like,
Right, they see on the news.
All I
women in
need
New
is
York.
women that got pushed off the Empire State Building in New York. They was from LA.
Right.
Had kids.
Right.
No, we not
Massive
going there.
scandal before we even became famous. Isn't
No.
this crazy?
My name will not be in the newspaper because
thank you.
of
Not for
that.
Not for
Right,
that.
right,
Not for that.
right,
not for that.
right.
See, that's something else.
But you learn a lot, don't you?
I sure do. I'll be very safe. I'm extremely safe.
So who are you? Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, everybody. My name is Miko. I'm just I guess a killer connoisseur.
Yes,
I love to watch these murder shows. Keeps me very safe. And it keeps me inquisitive because I too am nosy and I'm a tad bit judgmental.
That's my girl. That's my
Just a
girl. Just
tad.
like your auntie, girl. There
Just
you
a little
go.
bit
There you
of
go.
judgment keeps us on our toes.
Keeps us
Keeps us on our toes.
Keeps you safe.
Because just because I won't do it doesn't mean another won't.
Right, absolutely.
That's very true.
Yep.
Yeah,
Very true.
That's the best way to do it, I think.
I agree.
Mhm.
Get the word out there.
I
Get the word
omit
out
it.
there.
Right? Remember Eddie Murphy.
I do. Well, Shelley, I mean, this one here.
Mm.
Wow.
Okay, before we
Wow.
go deep into the dude, can we just do a little DDT first?
I'm behind on my
Celebrity
Diddy news.
That's why you need to just listen up. But
Right.
DDT.
I'd love to hear some.
Girl. The
What?
latest.
With the GG
What's the
girl.
latest?
The one he dangled over the balcony.
I heard he did like Big Red, My Office Hours.
Oh, he did?
Y'all on the
With
real
who?
deal Holyfield.
The little
One of the Cassie little friends, right?
her little friend, but she was like an assistant, and he told her
She's assistant.
his words were, I can't remember. Do you know what the fuck you did?
Ooh.
And they were dangling her with one leg over the balcony. He was like, "Do you know what the fuck you did?" She's like, I don't know. He was like, "You know what the fuck you did?"
What she do? What did she do?
We don't know.
He was just chilling. He was on that bullshit.
That we don't
He was
know.
on
He
that
never
bullshit.
said, and the
Wow.
courts never said.
We don't know.
They just let you know that she was dangled over the balcony.
He was living out his
that's
Nino
how-
Brown moment.
Right.
He did how Michael did Blanket.
Moment.
You ain't got
Sure,
my
right.
product,
Maybe
and you
yeah.
ain't got my
Yeah, I
money,
think
so
so.
see ya. And I wouldn't want to be here. He thought he was
Right.
Nino. Nino.
But the part about the Cassie
That's
choking
cold. He a
over the
cold
penis,
piece. He a
that's
cold
a
piece.
cold piece of work.
I don't even know what I don't even know what word. Yeah, I do know a couple of them
Right.
that can describe what he is, dog. I mean, it's just insane.
He is an animal because there's two things you cannot do. There's
He's
two
a
things I will
monster.
fuck you up about, and that is spitting on me or pissing on me.
That's
I will fuck
disgusting.
you up. I will kill you. I will go to jail.
That's
I will go to
mad
jail
gross.
if you
Okay,
piss
we gotta
or
mention
spit
R.
on me.
Kelly. What you think about this? They got a hit on the Kells.
That's what he said, but I don't know.
I don't
You think
know.
that think he lied? What the hell?
Girl, he trying to get out. He trying to get out of jail.
He want to go on house arrest.
There you go, Lori.
I don't think nobody trying to kill him.
Well, why he passed out? He had to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
'Cause
he
he's
was
an
like
actor.
Suge Knight passed out.
Suge Knight did pass
He
out.
passed
He was
out, right?
scared. He did.
They
he had to be
scared.
hospitalized.
Yeah.
Y'all think it's a sham?
I
think
do
it's a
think it's a
sham.
sham. I do not think nobody wants to murder the Kells.
Why now? Why now?
Because
Because they're a minute. Why today? We
Because
gonna
they're
start?
trying to kill him today. How about that? Has that ever crossed
Is it the Aryan Nation who's doing it?
That
That's what they say. And then if you had to get drugged inside, I don't want to get murdered on a killer show, but it's like, who got access to you like that? They ain't just letting people walk
Well, he
around with
said
dope.
the COs are trying to kill him.
Everybody's trying to kill
think he got
Kelly.
Is
some
it like
paranoia going
a
on.
Epstein insider
he trying. He
traitor
is
murder?
used of to the limelight. He is trying to get some attention. That's what they
Because
tell us.
everything is
They say
about-
about us, right?
Everything about
That's what they say about women, right? We
Right.
just trying to get some attention. That's all
He's
that
trying to
is.
get some attention. He wanted
He's trying to
Audrey
get
because
those
Diddy
brains.
getting too much attention.
He said,
And they have been comparing his case, Diddy's
Diddy.
case,
Yes,
to
that
the
has happened.
Kells.
wow.
Like in terms of that interstate interaction.
Trafficking.
But you know what?
I
It
don't know.
really gives a person a resurgence. And bear with me.
Mm.
But you
Okay,
guys are
okay.
all women. Of the power of the P. Remember we did that show? We need to do a part 2.
We
Power
do.
of the
Over
P.
some motherfucking pussy.
That's what they always
I
crash
mean,
out
just,
over.
it's like, okay.
But they do say that it has a little bit more to do with them wanting
The power,
the
the control.
control.
It's the control.
It's the power.
And the
I
power.
think-
Because
all
if
of
you-
it is all of it. Because he's
Because-
tricking her out. And so that means he's utilizing her
But
back.
it's this. To me, it's this.
And
It's
And
the
I can get
concept-
you to do whatever I want you to do.
Right, Lauren, you know, her name came up, Lauren London.
Her-
And she
it
was
sure
like,
did.
you know what? No, he said, because that's why y'all ain't got no man like me. Because, and he told her, come in there, he called her to the room, and the court docs. You heard it?
I did hear it.
You don't believe it?
I do believe it, but the thing
Lauren
is,
was like,
I think when you are very successful
She
in
was like,
life,
I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm
yeah.
not getting on the ground crawling to your place. I'm not doing it. But that was Sparkle. That was Sister.
you got to be mean.
Sister, you remember Sparkle?
You got to be mean.
And he just wanted to break,
Her
and he broke the fuck her down.
because they
And remember
want
the
to
first
see
thing
how
he told
much
her,
power.
B-I-T-C-H, get on the ground, crawl to me.
See what I'm saying?
That's
They want
the
to
same
see how
shit
much
this
power
nigga
they
told
got.
her.
The Kells would make people eat his
Do.
Mm-hmm.
What?
See, the poop cruise. I hell to the nigga.
I'd have picked that shit up and
I'd
smeared
have
that.
died. I'd have killed that. Or
Right.
he'd have killed
No.
me.
And on video, oh no, I'd have
Hell,
smeared
I'd
that
have
shit
in the
all
middle of
over
the
his
night
face.
and would have been on some
No.
motherfucking
It'd have been all over the wall.
apocalyptic
They'd be like, oh,
shit.
that bitch is
He
crazy.
wouldn't
Let her
even
go.
have
You know that? You know the
Goddamn
homegirl? What's her name? Big booty lady on
too much
Belly
trouble.
when they had to call her in and she just
I'd have to
jumped
go
over the
crazy.
thing with the big
No.
swoop. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
And
know.
she killed him. Conchita.
I would be crazy.
Mm-mm.
I would be crazy. They would say, "Oh, she's mentally disturbed," because I would pick up that shit and just spread it all over the wall. They'd be just like, "Oh, son, she's crazy. Let her go." Yes, motherfucker, let me go.
I don't even think I would even get down there.
I'd be like,
how did I even
I would
get
just be
into
done
these
past. I'm by the
spaces?
time the reality of this
I don't know, Auntie Lori.
is trying
I
me to
think
eat his
what
shit.
happened,
I'm a-
this sounds terrible.
No,
But I
who
think
is
what
it? It's
happens,
shock.
people get into these spaces
I'm shut up.
out
That's
of
crazy.
their strong desire
For fame.
to be famous
Mm.
or to be rich
Mm.
or to be, in the glam
But the thing about-
Hollywood
So what
life.
would you
and they
do?
want it so badly.
Shut up.
Right.
to be famous.
Yeah.
How far would you go? It definitely won't be
I'm
no
not doing
shit,
no
No.
and it would not be no piss on me, and it
I'm
would not be
doing
no
it.
I don't
spit on
even
me.
know
No,
That thing is-
bad enough.
that-
the sperm, but shit, all that other
You're
stuff.
telling me to eat your waist?
No,
But then I
who's
think
doing
also
that?
too,
Who's doing that?
sometimes, you can't
It's
underestimate
insane.
the predator.
No, you can't.
Because the predator
They're
creates an
sickos.
environment
Yeah, for you.
where the prey becomes completely dependent
Upon them.
And that
so
is
the
why
fear of losing
you
whatever
gotta
they
instill
have,
into these children.
their livelihood.
It's all about yourself, and then
Yeah.
you don't need any
Right.
human at all.
I'll say this. With mom, she would make us watch like American Pimp and like Pimps Up Hoes Down, these tough sorts of documentaries. And
you don't want to.
and
be
then have a
one.
talk back, being like, you want that to be you? Like, you gotta know you
Get
can't
in
get
there.
yourself in these spaces. She was like, me and your dad work hard so that you don't have to do these things. And even Grammy being like, it's just this thing going around, like, you have to be mean to men. If you're not mean to them, you should be mean, because they respect you and they know you have boundaries. And I'm not going down there, and I'm not doing that.
Right. Like,
So
we're not going to the edge.
Either you won't. You shouldn't even be asking me things like this. No, like Jace. No.
Is that what
We
Jay
are
said?
not going to the edge of the building. You
No,
can look
that's
over there,
right,
motherfucker, but we not.
Right. That's what
Okay?
Shirley told you.
Let- yeah, no.
That's where you're safe. When you're mean enough, not too mean to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? If they ask you for your number, here's my number. and just block them later. Here's my number. Thank you. I feel safe. Thank
And
you.
make sure it's the right one because they'll dial that shit right then and there. And when they dial that shit, oh yeah, see, my phone rang.
That's why
And
you
then
give the real
immediately-
number.
And then you block that shit.
When I was in high school, I seen that girl do that. She got thrown down
That's
the
why that
bleachers.
nigga attacked me that time at the
See,
mall.
they'll attack you. They will
did.
hurt
Yeah.
you.
I saw a girl. She got thrown down the bleachers at a game because she got a wrong number to somebody. He threw her down the bleachers.
If he would have got hold of me, who knows what he would have done to me at
What
the
about
hard
you?
time mall if he'd have got a hold of me.
Girl, in New York, did you hear about the lady that got
Murdered.
beat up
No.
with a brick because she said she did not want somebody's number.
That's
Just
horrible.
because she said, I'd be like, sure, here you go.
Have it.
Here you go.
Well, now you can just block people.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Then
Or
you
get a
better
better
not
phone.
see him again, though. Because I just saw a Tubi movie about that shit.
Not
But
the
ladies,
Tubi
it finna be
movie.
Black Fuse
PSA.
TV, us, y'all.
Yeah.
But
PSA.
girl, yeah, you can't. What? I mean, but you gotta be careful about ghosting people nowadays.
Yeah, you do.
And blocking equals ghosting.
Right.
If you do not provide some sort of even electronic or digital closure, right? Even if you like, I'm done with you, and then block. I know that one real good.
The thing
Fuck you and
is,
block.
okay, I'm an
right, but
Aquarius.
at least he saw the
No.
F you come through.
Mom, no. I'm an Aquarius. You just sever ties and you go about your day.
And then you block them.
If you see me out and about, you can either say hello or not. I don't care.
Okay, fuck
You're not
that.
gonna
I'm
buy
carrying
them?
a gun and a hammer.
Okay,
So
see,
that's
all
what
of
I'm
that.
saying. So if I see your ass, I'm keeping my eye on you all
Right.
night.
Mm-hmm.
All night.
Yeah, she is too. She
I'm
ain't
I
gonna-
will
telling you.
sit there. I will not dance with one motherfucker. I will sit there and watch your ass all night.
Right. Post
Y'all
up
gonna be
there.
staring each
Be on
other
the
down?
lookout.
Oh
Look
my
out.
goodness.
Yeah, she'll
Okay,
pretend
that
it's not-
motherfucker just went to the bathroom. Okay, that one over there. Okay, so let me- okay.
She would do it too.
I'll be like, okay, where he at?
Low key, I think I've
we have
seen her.
done it.
Right.
We have done it.
We
Yes.
have been on special ops on the real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been on the watch. Sometimes you have to be on the watch.
That's the only way you're gonna learn.
That's true.
Anyway, I'm just saying that we got
That's
a little
some
off
crazy-
track, but
yeah, Diddy.
so y'all believe Kales is full of malarkey.
Yeah.
And
Ain't nobody
then
trying to
I
kill
think-
him.
trying to
Diddy's a
kill his
sicko,
ass.
man.
And
he's,
I
he's sicko
he's a
freak.
sick-
Like,
Yeah,
you're a
something's wrong
sick
with
man,
him.
and I'm
But
gonna tell.
yeah, they did tell him he's freaky guy.
And then is it true, Sheli or someone on the panel, if the Combs twins spat on Cassie's mom
What?
at
Oh,
court?
I have an idea.
Oh, I didn't
Okay,
get
to see
down.
that.
I didn't
Okay.
hear that.
That could have just been a Google extra.
That may have been a Google extra. I hope the children didn't do that.
I know, I hope not.
But that just goes to the extent that he wanted to show Cassie how much power he had.
Hey, yeah.
Go have your mama
Mm-hmm.
put
Do
up for her house
Ain't that some shit?
to give me $20,000
Just because
or
of
I'm
what
gonna
I-
release this shit. That's how he wanted to make sure he had power.
He's crazy, is what he is.
And I have to admit, if I had some shit on videotape, which you would never get that shit, if I know about it,
Right.
I would not want you to release that shit. But there will come a point where I would be, fuck it. You can release whatever
can
the
call
fuck.
the niggas
Because
bluff.
once you
Put the
hit me
fucking
over
tape
my
out.
eye and I had that little gash over my eye and I had to have
Yeah.
plastic surgery, you only had to hit me one time. You only have to hit me one time if you can reach me. Because
The
I'm going
tape?
to be running.
The thing is, and I know once she got
Release
in
the shit. I don't care. Vagina. I don't care if they see my vagina, my asshole, my pink asshole. I don't care. You can see all that. Yes, it's me. It's me.
the tape would have been have to
You
be
been on your
released.
Kim K, huh?
Damage
It's me.
control. Be
Release
like
the
Paris.
shit.
I'll put the tape out.
Yeah,
And Kim,
right
Kim,
there,
and
like,
Kim
fuck it.
Kardashian. I'll put
And
the
I
tape
think-
out
Exactly.
too.
On your Kim K, nigga.
Even if I said, okay, let me try to stand this shit a little bit longer, the moment you fuck with my mama, oh
No.
We done.
no, you
She
fucking
like
with my mama,
Mark,
because now
Mark,
you gonna have my mama do all kind of crazy shit.
My mama
Yeah,
biscuits.
scare her.
My mama,
No.
no, the moment
Yeah,
you fuck with,
you do. Trust me, you be crossing. You be involving people, mamas and shit like that.
No,
that's fucked
no,
up. And they
that-
gonna have them little people.
I would have logged on to the
Little
laptop
people, immigrant
myself and
people
dropped it
running
and
around
then
and left home.
to me,
trying to get along.
you
Yeah.
want to make it look like you a good guy, so you gonna get a $20,000 back. To me, that make you look even worse because why would you get? You telling me
Even
now that
fuck-
how much
yeah.
power you have?
Like, I just was fucking with you.
I just fucking with you. Here's the money. Fuck you.
see,
Poor
See,
Cassie. I don't know how she did it.
That's the part.
That's how you do the little.
Is
And then the
that
nigga coming in the corner like this with the
unfortunately
love sign. I'm like,
Cassie
bitch, check this out.
He's
The
crazy.
ability to say "fuck you"
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Reason.
I mean, and psychologically. we
I
can
mean, if
kinda
you
break
thinking
that
about
down,
the only thing
but-
you could do, which there's some speculation out there whether she could. If you think about the only thing that I can do is sing and maybe a little bit of acting, and now my whole career is gone if you release these tapes of somebody pissing on me and whatever else.
No.
And me choking on piss with a prostitute. Like, really?
That's what I was getting to, Shelly.
Fucking phone.
Shelly, I'm gonna say this because I was a child when she came out. So Me and You and maybe 2 other songs she has. Of Me and You is a hit. Okay, we'll give her that, and we'll give her those 2 other hits she has, and that's it. And that's all she did. And I don't know what this movie was she was in. No one saw it. We were like, oh,
popular,
you're
but I did
Cassie.
see it.
You made Me and You, and you had that terrible performance on BET that we had to do a lot of damage control over. And then he shaved her head off, and I was like, oh, okay. Then we figured out she was with Diddy. And then we were like, that's Diddy's chick now out of nowhere.
Yeah, I guess she's on crack.
Like, now that I think about it, being a person, like, young, watching this, it would just be like, what? How did she even get involved with this guy? That's
19.
really kind of how it really felt. But, I mean, her fame, he just was playing around with her. Oh, I'm going to put the album out.
Right.
We don't want a Cassie album.
Right.
This is not 2005. We don't want it. Leave it alone. She can't dance, and she couldn't sing.
Right.
Oh my God.
But I think that sentiment was throughout the
For
Bad
sure.
Boys organization, right? It was him, the predator, who fed a different narrative to her, which is dangling the carrot, right? And that kept her like, well, if Diddy said I got talent,
I have
it doesn't matter what marketing and production and A&R says, right? He's the one who holds the purse strings.
Right.
And I
He
think
could
she
just
was
say my
listening
name.
to that narrative
Poor
and
girl.
wanted it so bad because of the one hit, right?
And then her boyfriend previous to that, his name was Ryan Leslie. He's the producer also.
I like him.
Yeah, so I think maybe in her mind, that's where it all kind of could have stemmed from also. Like, you got these big music guys in your corner and you think that they support you for that, but it's just unfortunate. They're just predators. It makes me think of how they did the Danny D. Kane girl. It's just terrible. To think I was watching those shows.
But what about J-Lo got out on time, I guess they say.
No, because J-Lo had money and she had a lot behind her.
So she knew that, fuck you, I don't need you. I don't need nobody to piss on me. I'm going over here making me a movie.
No, he got caught up.
Like, he got caught up at
in
the
that
club when
shooting.
he shot
Just
somebody.
funny.
Shooting. J-Lo's
That
like,
would have been the straw for me.
Stage,
Last straw.
The moment I had to be on a stand for you,
Yep.
oh no.
When my career was really
good.
up here.
I don't do
Come on.
jail very well. I don't do
like,
jail.
I'll just keep on being a fly girl. I'm good.
Right.
I'm not going to be
And
doing
she
all
put
this
out a
with you.
lot of stuff after that.
She said, I'm going to Mark Anthony, thank you. And that's what she did. She said, I'm done with you black guys. Get out of here.
Girl,
So the
she
saga
had to know.
continues with P. Diddy, girl. I'm going to have some more juice for you on the next one.
Okay, girl, I
Girl,
can't wait.
that celebrity gossip is something else.
Ain't it though?
That tea, Killa tea, girl.
Well, just one last thing. We only I'm looking at the clock. We're only going to give it 2 minutes.
Oh, okay. Sure.
The Tyler Perry.
Oh, girl. That's been out
I
for a
woke
while.
up from my nap in shambles. I couldn't believe it.
And
I
Shelby.
couldn't believe my eyes because
And you know I clutched
What
my
about him
pearls.
being married or
I
about
clutched
the
Right.
girlfriend, the twink he's with, I can't believe it. I wouldn't even know. And also I just can't believe it. And that movie Straw is so terrible.
Oh,
So
it had over 60 million views.
It's the worst
They said
movie
it's
I've
the
ever
same
seen.
shit
I heard
on the
it's
motherfucker.
wonderful. I have not
Yeah, people
watched
say-
it yet, but I
Who
heard
said
it's
that?
incredible.
Lots
Okay.
of people I
Taraji
heard.
P.
I had
Henson was
heard.
on The View.
She crazy girl.
Taraji and the women of The View
They
said
loved it. Best
was
movie I've ever saw.
wonderful.
Lying.
And what's that other girl's name? Sherry?
I haven't
Sherry
seen
Shepherd.
Sherry
Sherry
Shepherd.
Shepherd. They said she gave the performance of her life.
Sherry is...
What? I would take that as I would take that as like a diss.
Because she done it. I'm thinking about that other little lady.
No,
I
I
have
was.
to
I know
watch
what you're
it.
talking
I
about.
haven't
You know
watched
exactly
it.
who the fuck I'm talking about.
But the Jeffrey
Okay,
Dahmer
maybe
movie.
it was the performance of her career.
Right.
'Cause she's normally funny. She's very serious
She's very serious
in this role. I have to say she was okay. It's more of the writing. I'm not gonna say the actors are bad because they're not. We know these actresses are solid and they're great. The actors are great actors. It's Tyler. He can't write and he keeps on doing it. He
Yes.
makes black women have the worst day
Experience
and life and
Right.
experiences. And,
And
it
maybe
makes no
he
sense.
has a problem with black women.
He don't like us too much. But
You
the black
can't
church women
every
love
time-
him.
to the ground.
The black church women love him.
They can't believe they're like he didn't do none
Loyal
of this.
to the soil.
They read those
And I
text
get it.
messages and they said this wasn't Tyler. No way.
But when Christian Keys came out, I was like, it's got to be Tyler Perry.
It's Tyler
because
Perry.
he's the only one
at that level.
At that level, and he's the only director that he really worked for. Like Christian Keys doesn't have anything else. All are Tyler Perry movies. So who would come to him and tell him, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to touch you. Just take all your clothes off."
Moving on.
Right.
Moving on to Killer T.
Speaking about Killer T, I just want to say this. Miko, we got to come back and talk about Sinners. Have y'all seen Sinners?
I
loved it.
Sinners.
There is a lot.
Loved it.
I did too. And there's a lot of things in there, like with Kendrick. He's saying a lot of things that are not being said.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to unpack with that.
And it's historically accurate. That's
Sinners
what I love
is the
about
most
it.
historically accurate film I've seen. I love Ryan Coogler. I think the movie has really... When I'm telling you, this man went down to Mississippi and he got in there.
They said he studied.
Even the Chinese population there at the time is historically accurate. He got into the books of it all. But I love horror films when it comes to Black history.
Right.
Because Black history is horror.
Or for us, yes.
For us,
yes.
right? There's a book called The Delectable Negro, and I think you all should read it. It talks about how the white body would consume us literally, food-wise. You know, George Washington and his wooden teeth, which are slave teeth. Couches being made out of our hair.
Our hair.
And our skin, right? For the leather, like all of that. The literal consumption. How they did Nat Turner. They ate him up. They literally did.
Right.
They just had pieces of his body passed down through lineages. And Sinners is such a good concept to me personally.
That's another killer. We got to do Sinners.
We do.
Gotta.
Our next killer.
Before we get too deep.
That is not of God.
Before we get too
Nothing
deep.
of that is of God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It's vampires.
No, but I'm just saying, not his movie and film, but I'm talking about their systemic racism.
Right.
Oh, it's not.
Right.
The systemic racism.
You know,
that's all.
The fact that they only let you read so much of the First Testament when you were a slave is for a reason, right? They only recite certain parts of the Bible to you. They don't want you to know the entire thing. And just the concept of fellowshipping and being religious in itself is such a point of resistance in itself. Just thinking about like the movie that I forgot his name, but the movie for Nat Turner that was made in I believe it was like 2017. Amazing film. Just like thinking about how Black folks are able to come together and use Christianity to our own advantage. And there's this documentary by Henry Louis Gates Jr. about the Black church, and it's like 4 episodes long. Really goes into the deep history of Christianity in the Black community and how for the most part it's community. Is it religion really? Or is it community?
Black people are so dope. There is nothing we cannot do.
Not at all.
Even when you make it, and when I say you guys, y'all know who I'm talking about.
system.
When you make it so horrible for us,
We still
there
rise.
is nothing we can do to make it still come out and shine. Still come out and shine. Even after all the shit you did.
They can't stop it.
Girl, don't get
That's
me
why
on
they had to try to eat Nat Turner's body
Right.
and pass it down.
And
And that's why they had to lynch
That's
everybody
why
and all
they
that stuff.
like them zombies and shit and be praising the zombie people.
that. And you take on
They take
the
that
person.
shit. That's them.
You
That's
take
them,
on the
breeding
person
that
that you
shit.
eat, that you consume, that you,
If I hate you that much, the last thing I'm gonna just try to eat your motherfucking ass.
Right.
I'm gonna just set you
If you're
on
gonna
fire
say
and
that
fuck
we're
you.
animals, why are you eating us? then?
Cannibal.
not only why are you
Dahmer.
eating us,
That's-
why are you fucking us?
Bestiality, thank you.
Thank you.
That's how I feel.
So to me, we're just this big horse.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, it's true.
No, really.
No, it's true.
Really?
That's just
Like,
breaking
like I couldn't fucking a white man.
Oh, good
No, thank
God
you.
Almighty.
It would
thank
turn
you.
my damn stomach.
I
So
just
I'm
can't.
just saying, if you hate us so much and you don't like us and we so black and we so this and that, why the hell are you trying to fuck us all the time? I don't understand that.
I don't
You
understand
even
it
want to fuck
either.
the dude. They want all the ass and the booty they can get.
Right.
No, really, you trying to? I mean, y'all saw the movie. What the movie was with the big ass Ving Rhames? What the fuck? Come on, David. Why would you
Quentin
even take
Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino? Need to be talked about for that. Like
He
the man
was.
Come on, player. Why you got to do that? Even if them weirdos do that shit, this ain't that a deliverance, motherfucker. We ain't got to relive that shit.
Yeah.
And then big ass Ving, you found the biggest nigga on the planet to get, but you know what I'm
Butt
saying?
breaking. That's what that
Right.
is.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. See, no,
No.
enough.
You know, but I will say it's harder and harder these days to really understand the concepts of, Black people not wanting to be with white people. They're loving it these days. They're eating it up.
I'm so glad they said that.
It's really hard to sit down and see a Black man who's like, no, thank you. I don't want any milk.
I'm on shit.
I don't want any of that milk. Thank you. Leave it over there. It's hard to see. I'm telling you. when you meet a young man who's like, I don't really play around in the snow, you're kind of shocked even these days.
I would be shocked.
I am. Because it's like crazy because growing up, all the black men, like my Uncle Eric and Dad, nobody's sitting here talking about, oh, we love white women. In my mind, I'm like, they would be like, ugh, like so white, literally.
Right.
And
White
then,
cave bitches.
I don't know what happened around
And
2010.
I'll even be
it's
honest. My
changed.
son tried to date one, and then I said, well, "Were you back so fast?" He was like,
Oh,
"They're not like us.
and he said, no, thank you.
They're not like us."
Yeah.
But I said, I understand. You had to kind of
You had to try it out.
You had to see
what they say.
He was
Little vanilla
back
ice.
so fast. He was like, "There's things she wouldn't even understand."
Right. See,
Yeah, you have to do a lot of
Soul
explanations
searching.
and things.
Yeah. And when
That
I have
sounds
to
tiring.
explain everything to you, explain myself to you,
I gotta
and
explain at work every day. Now I gotta explain to you too.
Right. I gotta come home and give you a history lesson. Hell no.
I'm good.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
The
good.
first time you ever want to call me Nigga or bed wench, it's over.
I'm just gonna
Bed
say,
wench.
anytime you fuck
Phil-
around, call me
Philly?
any kind of name.
No.
Any
names.
kind of name.
No names.
Because I'm already looking like, okay, so you think you can call me that, and you think I'm below you, and I'm black, and you white, motherfucker, I will fuck you up. No,
That's what I'm saying.
no,
It's,
you can't even
it's
call. You don't even
it's
get.
triggering.
You don't even get an inch to call me anything other than Shelly. That's it.
That's all. That's all there is to it. Just shut it.
You better
be
say
around
that
it.
shit under your breath, and I can't hear it.
You shouldn't even be
Her
thinking it.
breath.
Your breath.
Your breath.
Yeah,
breath.
you can't be thinking it.
You shouldn't think it. You shouldn't be doing it. I'm not saying they're all that way.
Come on,
but-
y'all. We used to get whoopings, but your mother, you be like, I hate her. Come on, you know you said it in your mind. I'm just saying, so he might be saying that.
Right.
I hope she get run over by a bus and die.
Right. I can't believe she hit me. I hope a tree fall on her car.
My baby, she's not gonna say that.
So I'm just saying, he better keep that shit in his brain. He better not say it. He better not even dream it.
You know they do. That's crazy.
So
Well, speaking
pompous.
about white men,
Right.
Yes, killer.
The great
Girl,
segue.
right?
The Lamb Mortuary.
Mm.
The Mortician. Let's
Streaming
just
now.
let's just
on
say
Max.
On Max, guys.
But
Check it
our
out.
dissection of it streaming live on YouTube of the POJ show and Blackviews TV. Go ahead, dear.
so there's so much to unpack. But the
Girl.
one thing I can say that my daughter has convinced me of is there a mutant gene, because something's not right up here.
Oh, it is.
The
Have
heels
you ever read the book,
have
The
eyes.
History of
Did
White
you see
People?
that shit? The heels have eyes.
You all right? I know.
Lori, I'm not even fucking around. You already know where
There's
I'm going
literally a
with
book called The History of White People. You should read it because
And where they
they're so
came,
brutal. They're just vicious.
there's
and brutal.
things that they have done.
Mean-spirited war.
Yeah.
Like, who has an arms race? Who runs around making the biggest weapons to hurt each other? They were doing that in, was the 1500s in Europe? That's just what they do. Then they said, we're going to go out in Europe, we're going to take control and imperialize people.
Right.
Who does that?
The
Anyway.
mortuary person in
Yeah,
the
Mr. Man.
Mr. Man at the Lamb's mortuary, Mr. Scum.
Yeah,
What's
Mr.
his name?
Scum. Right.
So this man was. This story is about a mortician who would do some very heinous things to dead bodies. He had no respect, and I am convinced he had no empathy. I'm convinced he had no sense, because it has to take a person that doesn't have sense to do some of the things
He was doing.
that he was doing. His family had a mortuary, and his parents put him in charge of I was going to say purgatory.
Girl, basically.
Crematory.
The crematory. I was going to say purgatory,
Crematorium.
but the crematorium. And when he first started off and he took over, they were doing 984 bodies a year.
But their competitors were only doing 150.
There you go.
At the time.
And the competitors were only doing 150. So who knows really
9 times more.
how long he's been doing it. Okay. By the time he got caught, he was doing 25,000 a year. Now, mind you, that is 26 times more probably.
Yeah.
But
Now-
is it that many people dying in LA, my nigga? I mean,
They was driving all
Oh,
over.
they were coming from San Bernardino
Everywhere.
County,
Just bodies coming
Oxnard,
everywhere.
The whole
Wow.
state of
He
California at
would,
this
girl, if they say
took over the car?
He
drive,
took over the Carter. He was doing cremations for like $60.
yes. And let me
10,
tell you
15 bucks.
something.
Mm-hmm.
One person in a crematorium, it takes 2 hours.
2 hours.
Right, yeah.
Guess how many he was doing?
He's put like 250 of them in there one time. How
100,
do you just
100,
cutting them
200.
up and everything?
And like I was
But
telling
how do
you,
you allow yourself to get that far out of control? That's that just that
You know, we
money,
should talk
that
about
white
it because
greed
this was a generational
play. So you think that old school
business.
was doing it too?
Right.
It started in
The lamb-
1920.
Right.
But do you think
They've
was
been
fucking
doing
up
it
too?
since, I mean, well, I don't know if they have not been doing cremations for that long.
Right.
But they had a funeral home since
Well-standing.
1920. Well standing. If you were anybody who was anybody
You
in
went
the
there.
city of Pasadena, California, you went to Lamb Mortuary.
Like here in the
Or-
hood, you gonna go right over there.
Harrison and Ross.
Right, there you go.
Right. They were the Harrison and Ross of
Of
Pasadena.
area. Shut up.
Pasadena.
And so they had a crematorium, but they were not using it because people weren't really cremating, right?
At the time.
Until they found out there,
How
you know,
cheap
there
it
was
was.
a different cost, and people started wanting to save those costs.
Costs, right.
So they gave he came of age, like
he did come of age.
he did come his late 20s, early 30s. So they gave him the crematorium
Crematorium.
as his
Because they knew something was wrong with him. That's why
Right.
they did that.
They said
They
go
knew
to
something
school.
was
Preach
wrong with him.
to the preacher.
Went to Cypress College.
Because why would you
he
just
went
do
to
his ass over there?
Cypress and he got his degree.
And they
his
That's like
encouraged
master's.
Jeffrey.
him.
That Dahmer shit.
Yep. They encouraged him to go. He said he didn't want to go there. He said he wanted to go into the service, wasn't it?
So
He was
that's
going to
why
go
he
to
said
the
he
Navy
got now.
and be a
Football.
teacher.
He played
Football
football
and
first.
got injured.
He got injured. Then his
And they,
dreams
and they said,
crumbled.
well, why don't you go to mortuary school
Enjoy the family business.
and join the family business?
Sounds good to me. I would have did it too.
Well, yeah, you kind of raise your children to take on the legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He went to the left.
Well, you'll
to
never
the
go
left.
out of business. You'll never go out of
No,
business.
people are always
Unless you
dying.
have a cemetery that's just full of people and then all of a sudden you
But
take all
see,
the
on
bones
the
and build
one,
them.
that has always been something since Daddy died.
Mhm.
They keep having funerals.
Where the bodies go.
But you ain't expanded a mother that stay. Where the fuck?
The land's the same
Okay,
land.
the people, my nigga, like, where the fuck
The
is
land,
that?
Okay.
the land is
Look,
finite,
Lord,
right?
finite.
Where they at? Where the fuck is they at? No, on the real dog,
No,
like on
for
the
real.
real deal, holy.
No,
They're
I'm telling you,
stacking.
this was that's why
But
I
like,
have
where the fuck?
PTSD.
Lord, have you ever known since marching the streets of Compton for Angela's Abbey to expand?
No.
Have you
Oh, no.
ever known Woodlawn
Woodline.
to ever expand? I
think
remember,
so.
I don't remember at 11 months. I can tell you, my great-grandfather was buried there at 11 months. And I'm telling you, I'm growing up. I done had Jasmine and everything. And I said, this motherfucker has 4 places where you can have 4 houses. How the fuck are they burying all these people? I'm telling you, even I had enough sense. I've been coming to this motherfucker since I was a toddler. I really was thinking that. I would tell Greg at the time, my husband.
still
I would
bury
tell my
people
husband that. I was like, Greg, we've been coming to this motherfucker.
For decades.
You know how paranoid I am. I'm like, nah, we've been coming here
Something's funny.
since.
But you've never heard of a cemetery being full.
No, I've never heard that ever.
Ain't that fucked up?
Full. Now you hear of them closing
They closed down.
because they're moving the bodies.
Yep.
That happened.
Because
But
come
you
on,
never
man.
hear that they're closed. Like
Is
we
she coming
can't
on the
take
really,
any more
dog?
people.
My grandmother had bought 3 more plots there. After we had my great grandfather, my uncle, my 2 aunts, Latasha Harlings is there. Everybody's there.
Stupid. I cannot.
Tasha
How you
Harlings was
gonna
there.
go from 1968 all the way to Latasha Harlings?
Yeah.
In Woodlawn Cemetery. I'm like,
And
"Son,
not one
Not for-
reconstruction.
no. And then my grandmother buying 3 more plots.
Or
I
land
said,
development.
You done bought 3 more plots? Yes, she did. Next thing we know on the goddamn television, you know how you be sitting and you be like, oh, if you. So I'm like, do you know that there's bones in the corner of Woodlawn? She literally got up and got her, I kid you not, got her purse and went to Inglewood Cemetery.
She said, look.
And bought 3 more plots because she had bought a plot for my aunt just in case, because my aunt was on drugs or whatever. And she was just like, I don't want you guys to worry about burying
Having to
her.
do that. Yeah,
So
yeah,
she
yeah.
bought a plot for her and she bought a plot for my great grandmother and her to go into. And she said, y'all gonna have to worry about yourself because y'all grown, you got sense, is whatever, right? But she had the money she wasted
Yeah.
at Woodlawn. I was like, I would not have bought 3 more plots after we didn't
And she
become.
did not get
Her money back. No.
No.
Well,
She
with
sued
David, there were no plots.
David, no plots.
No plots. You didn't have to buy a plot.
He's just burning and making money.
He
Burning and
was
making money.
just up there.
But just co-mingling
right,
and cutting up
and putting the bodies in there with the meat hooks.
What did he say about those bones? What did he say? The bone dust?
Okay, so he said,
that's right.
He said that even when you put one person in there, you can't get all the bone
really
dust because it goes up all in the cracks. You can't get all the dust.
You can't. You really can't.
You really
so
can't.
when you
On
burn
the
the
low.
next one, a part of that
The
person
person
is
and
that
so
one
on and
is
so
gonna
on and
be-
so
So
on.
you may as well put 100 of them in one.
Yes.
But this
session.
is the part that just cracked
It
me
went to the
up.
left.
You know, like even in your oven in your house, you can't put too much food in the oven or the shit gonna burn up, right?
Mhm.
The shit just gonna blow up. Your kitchen gonna blow up. So he let these drug addict dudes.
Well, they had to be hot to do the shit.
They was hot.
You have to be hot
Because you set the motherfuckers on fire, and when it got high again,
girl.
and the shit blew up.
Hey,
But I think
you left a
what
notorious
happened-
crackhead on the payroll. So I think that's what happened in New Jack
got to
City
a point
when
of
Pookie fucked up.
dismembering them.
Yeah, cutting
In
them
order
up.
to
To break
get more
'em, to
people
stuff them in there.
he would cut your arms off or cut your legs off.
That's
so he could fit them
Dahmer.
all in there.
But girl,
Puzzle style.
So the people had to be high to do that.
you have to be
That's
high.
how
to be
Dahmer
high.
did it.
He
That
was cutting
Dahmer.
motherfuckers. He had to try to.
He had to stab
You
you
ain't
like
having enough
Tetris.
space in the house.
Consolidate and accommodate.
But Miko had a very interesting comment that I thought about. Well, of course he can fit that many in there because he was taking body parts out of the people before he
And-
put them in the
And
fucking
stealing
oven.
their teeth and shit.
And
He
the
did
gold
do the
teeth.
teeth.
The gold teeth.
The goat
I know how you feel about teeth.
It's the teeth.
But here's the scary part, right? Because it's one thing for David to be crazy,
Yeah,
right? That's like a
David
Jeffrey Dahmer
Scott's.
thing. But them parents
crazy.
who had this lamb mortuary,
Mhm.
they knew.
I
he
was asking you.
selling those body parts.
They
Yes.
knew.
They knew that he was selling
Money,
them
money,
because they
money,
wanted the
money.
money.
Wow.
They wanted the
Slimy
money.
mama.
And who's gonna know?
Where are the ethics in this?
There
Who-
aren't.
I'm like, Lori, who's gonna
They
know?
changed their contract, girl. They
So-
had a segment of the
you
contract.
can have tissue. You can take
right,
tissue.
That I could take that they could take the tissue. And so they rationalized it by saying they were big on taking people's corneas in their eyes.
The eye drops.
Mhm.
She would tell the
Put
guy
eye
that picked up
drops
the
in there
body
so
to
they
have
can
put the
pull
eye drops in
eyeballs
there.
out.
And now, see, I would have been saying, well, why she need eye drops? They can't see when they're
Shut
dead.
up,
And the other thing is, when you go to view a body, just in case you view the body before it's cremated, the eyes is closed. So your family's members' corneas is out there, and you don't even know.
But I'll say this. This may seem really mean or just weird. But hey, give me the opportunity to sell off my family's body
Right,
parts.
give me some of the money.
Can I have
Let's
$1?
just break this
Please,
bitch
and
up.
then if you're
And
gonna
I get
steal
to-
it,
He was making $25,000 a month just in gold fillings
wow.
That's insane.
in recharging the gold
Breaking the jaw.
Oh,
And taking
and
that-
extracting
But
the
that's what they did
teeth
to us
that
as
had the
slaves,
gold
right?
fillings.
That's how they got George Washington teeth back then. He was doing
now
like
he
getting
took
all
it from
that.
live slaves.
He
That's
took in
what I'm
live
saying.
slaves.
That's I'm just. But you see what I'm saying?
He said,
But
hey,
you dead. You got no teeth. You
mm,
pull the
mm.
shit out of my head. Let's mine get some. That's fucked up.
But
But
what about
see,
you know
but
how
let me
brutal that
tell
is?
you something. The
No, I
other
can't
thing
even
that's
imagine.
gross about that is
Uh-huh.
you're selling that shit on the black market from dead people. Let me tell you something. When they donate organs, they keep the person alive and keep the blood pumping through all
Yeah,
that stuff.
through it.
So can you imagine having a dead diseased kidney?
Shut up, nigga. That's why the people. That's why that shit be
See, that's why he
failing. That's why
specializes
they be
in,
having
like,
failures
corneas
and
and
the
teeth,
fucking shit
maybe.
don't work.
Mhm.
maybe certain body parts he sold.
And now they didn't have enough formaldehyde.
You know,
That's
you
why I
can't
smell that
sell a
shit.
heart that's been
I'm
dead
cool,
already
dog.
to
I'm
somebody.
cool. I'm cool.
You cannot sell like a kidney or a liver or a lung to a person.
They will
That
not.
sick fuck. those
People who
probably
are on the
would,
waiting
huh?
list for organs, they're not getting them from dead people.
No,
if that
you're
was the
still
case, we
alive.
would have organs.
Or someone who's failing, who's
I'm a cadaver.
dying, who's not dead yet. You can't be dead fully for days and then get their body parts.
That's why she
Unless
wants them
you're
drops in the eyes so she can get them corneas.
Yeah.
Something is
new fresh
wrong with that.
cornea.
Okay, then go back to jazz, and she was saying the mindset of the hit. We don't like.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, look at breaking it down.
Something.
Mm.
No, see, I want you to really think about this because
Alright.
even in the movie Sinners, I'm not going to go back to the movie because we're going to have it another time. They even said white devil.
I've been saying
She
since Malcolm X said it. I've been saying it too.
Their evil
Since she
is
was born.
on a whole
Whole nother
nother
level.
level because their
'Cause our brains
brain,
can't
We
comprehend
can't
that
comprehend
shit.
that level.
their
That's
brain
a
is fucked
motherfucking
up.
caveman weirdo shit.
Good example. There's a couple on, I think it's Netflix,
strip you
where
down,
they are
dirty bastards.
jumping from building to building with no
nothing on.
harnesses or nothing. That
Free.
they just jump. Their love
But
couple.
they
just
scared of
jump-
us.
But they jump from building to building, and skyscrapers.
Spider-Man?
Skyscrapers.
Yeah,
Yes.
but they're scared of us.
But they're scared of us. but they're gonna jump up some. So and then her thing is, who thinks of doing, like, we have spidey senses. Like, no, I'm not going in that room. Like,
because we've been traumatized so much.
Right.
Our
Yeah,
level of
it's in your
safety
DNA.
is so high.
your alarm goes off. So that's what she's saying. Their
stay in high
brain,
cortisol.
it's a mutant gene that their brain is fucked up.
There's the mutant gene, but there's
And
also
then
the
the eyes,
system.
and that's why
though.
their hair is blonde.
The system keeps them. But
Because they're
look,
mutated genes.
the eyes, the hair.
No, on the
all
one,
of
dog.
No, for real. That's what Jasmine
It is
explained.
very mutated.
She broke it down to me. She said that.
And then they had a nerve to want
does
to just
that?
keep feeding that sickness because they fucked up. To
And
do
kill
some
us
shit
all
that
because
is
we're the
because they
natural
know we
selection.
see it, right? We breeding kings and queens. They breeding Satan, dog. Hills have eyes. Rosemary's Baby. That shit is real to them, just how like we like the shit we like. Yeah. They like that shit. And
I think the
on the line.
sickness.
And it's all good in the hood, but just keep that shit away from me, Freaky Jason. I plead the blood of Jesus.
But think about this, like the concept of lynching, right?
Nope.
You see a person who just happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time,
you gonna
possibly.
make them strange
You're
feet
gonna
on the
no.
tree.
You're gonna hunt them down. Hunt them down. You're gonna burn them. You're gonna tar and feather. You're gonna castrate them in front of the whole town, and everybody's taking pictures, eating lunch
They having
at
fun
the
at a
picnic.
Or how about
Is
as
that not
recently
sick?
as last name is Bird? They put him on the back of a truck and dragged his ass. This is recent in
Very
Texas.
recent. I know.
They still doing it somewhere right now. They doing that to some other stuff.
Right.
They're doing it at the moment.
Like
How
the
they
little,
did
little
Emmett
man
Till,
that
too.
was in Georgia just jogging. I'm just
Minding your
jogging. Why are you?
business. It's called
You always fucking
a
with us.
nigga.
Even when we
nigga.
take our own, if we say, okay, you don't want to deal with us. We're going to have our own
Then they
little
gonna come
city
fuck
over
your shit
here.
up.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have our own little city.
Here they
We're going
come,
to have our
Black
own little
Wall Street. Here
market.
they
We're going to have
come.
our own
Here
little
they
wall.
come. Here
Come
they
and
come.
steal
We're
it.
going to have
Here
our
they
own little mortuary, which I'm going to get to that because
Yeah.
there's few Black mortuaries now. And I know that there's an association that is really trying to get so that we can do our own people because we don't trust them motherfuckers.
Oh God,
So,
no.
Oh, I didn't mean to turn this into a racist thing. I'm sorry.
It is what it is, players.
That's life.
Black
So-
views, black life.
I just want to get it out because I feel like we don't do anything to fuck with you. Even when we just say, okay, you don't like us, you don't want to be around us, we'll have our own. And then you find a way to just fuck up whatever
To
we have.
infiltrate and
That's
take
just
it down.
hate. That's just
It's
It's
hate.
a different
It's
level of
terrible.
hate that your brain is not.
I can't
Our brains can't
comprehend
comprehend
it.
that
No, we
retardedness.
can't.
I mean, that's just beyond. But that's what they do, girl.
We can't comprehend
And I'm
it.
cool. Keep that stuff over
Well,
there.
that's
But-
what I'm saying.
But
I don't want
that's
to
why
comprehend it either because there's a level of humanity that I think subjugated people have, which is why we're still here. I think there's a huge level of humanity that we offer and we give to people who don't deserve it.
Because we're so rich.
Because exactly, love is and rich, that it's just is so rich in us. Why do
Love
we need
conquers
to do
all.
that? Why do I need to pull the wool over somebody's eyes to be successful or to
Lie
be
to
on
you,
top or
gaslight you.
to run the level
Right.
of hegemony that they run? It's just it's sick. And to me, the best invention, I say this every time, is racism. They did a number on that one. They
They sure did.
ate that. They really did. They said, "Look, we're not letting you have nothing at all,
That's
and we're gonna take it to every level, even in your death. We're gonna do it in your birth down to your death, even in your afterlife. You'll never have nothing."
And it's
Nothing
all
at all.
spiritual warfare additionally, which I know you ladies will with the sinners. I'm going to just give you one little clippity clip. One of my friends of mine, lady friend, she's a psychotherapist herself. And we were talking about the cruelty. We were talking about, we're going to get to this down the trough, microaggression in corporate America.
Oh, I don't let that happen.
It's a real
I did.
thing.
I did.
It
I
is
used
a real
to.
thing.
But
Very
now
real
it's
thing.
like, oh, your name. You know, my real name. My legal name is Pershelda.
Mhm.
Who are you named after? Where did that come from? What do you mean?
Where did Heather come from, ho?
Yeah. What do you mean? And it was like, well,
know. I don't
I was just asking. Okay, but what does that mean?
Why is that
what do you want to
consuming
know?
your mind?
Why would that even enter your mind?
But again, the fact that you have to do that with this woman
That part.
is fucked up.
Yeah.
And that is what we're going to be pushing at this other group that I'm in.
Right.
Legislative change. Legislative change. That when these
Microaggressions.
motherfuckers do this shit, just like you can go workers' comp, this, that, and the third, get them hoes for microaggression.
And I
And
still
it's
say
not
it.
even just the little breeders of Satan, but even a lot of the, for real, I'm going to keep it one. In my experiences, the Latina chicks, man, they be coming heavy on the sisters. They be coming and they get supervisors and shit, and they gonna come in for your ass harder than a CB.
Well, The thing is, I don't know if you guys saw that article that came out during
like
the
that
COVID time, where they said there's a lot of unfair hiring practices amongst the Latinx community, specifically towards Black people. They do not hire us. Our retention rates in their companies are abysmally low. Even like in the construction, in the construction
There's a
industry,
certain level,
they don't really hire. Ask Jay,
Like
they
in
don't hire
Congress.
black men really in the welding space.
They
It's
do
happening
that.
right before our
That's why
eyes
you
in
gotta
Congress.
do like me.
Yes,
You got to
it
create
is.
your own.
How many
Fuck
Ted
'em.
Cruz? What's
Just
Florida?
drive by and look at who's on the goddamn cruise.
Yeah.
But I guess these ice rays might change some of
Mom,
that shit.
no, we can't say that.
I just being one with it.
No, that's not
That's
right.
not the truth.
It's
I'm not
it's
saying
right,
that. It's the
though.
truth, though, right?
It's not right.
But that's what
I
Sheli said.
can't
It ain't right, but
champion-
that's the way it is.
I can't
didn't
champion
say
a group
that.
of people coming
I didn't
down.
say that.
It's
I
not
just
right.
champion it. I'm just keeping it one.
It might change something or
So
not.
look how you gonna be the leader of the Proud Boys, and your last name is what is Enrique who?
They're Cuban.
Rodriguez?
Cubans are something else. Now,
That's what I'm saying.
Even
They
the
got
Latinx
different
Associated
levels.
with the Latinx community.
Cubans believe in their mind. They have such an affinity towards Republicans because of
The
Reagan.
money. The money.
The money, and also they're white. They're like the Spanish side majority
Right.
of the time.
Right.
Though they have they're white. Though they're Cruz.
all that.
Spain is in Europe. They're
Compton.
white. And then you have like Black Cubans, Afro Cubans. You have the more like
No, that
indigenous
man used
Cubans
today,
as
remember
well.
He was blacker than the Ace of Spades. Shit.
Yeah.
In college. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So there's just a lot of actually Latinx people have it way worse than us. They're they call them castas. Their racial breakdowns are very weird and different because here we were a society of exclusion in America, meaning you're Black, you're white, that's that. We're not doing no mixing. While we had miscegenation laws. And in the Latinx countries, they did a lot of mixing and they called them castas. So you can even do breakdowns of, okay, you are white, you're this, you're that, you're a mestizo, you're this, you're that. And they like break it down. There's like charts of it all. So their whole racial understanding of life is confusing.
Yeah.
And
Why
that
would
sucks
they-
for them.
Why would they put it on the census? Are you Hispanic white? Are you Hispanic black? Are you
Exactly,
Hispanic,
'cause if you're
Hispanic?
yeah, 'cause you're
Are you Hispanic
Spanish.
Mexican? Are you Latinx? How you get so many damn choices?
Because the
There's so
Spanish
motherfucking
part makes you
many of
white.
them, dog.
It makes you white in their eyes. You become a white person at that point. And like that's literally
Fuck all
the
that.
breakdown to it.
I'm not
And-
having it.
But see, they
That
want to be
is
close to whiteness
why
so much.
We are sipping our tea and learning line dances.
Right, no, we doing our own thing. We
Yeah,
busting
praying-
walls
yeah,
down.
praying
dog.
for
Sipping
Black
tea and
people,
learning
we
line
doing
dances
it.
is what we
Ain't
doing.
nobody playing that shit no more, man. Fuck all
Until
of that. You
2026.
can go back, but I ain't going.
I
I'm
just-
gonna go back to
2026.
some
And then
1970
2028.
shit.
So we just gonna
some
sip
medieval
tea.
shit.
We're gonna pray. We're gonna sip our tea.
And we're gonna fight too, though.
We're
do
gonna
more than
fight,
pray.
but we would like them to say sorry and change their act, and maybe we can give you some tips on protesting,
I ain't giving you shit.
and we could do that. I think that could be a thing we could discuss. Because they're gaslighting us. They're telling, well, why aren't y'all on the front line?
How about that?
Right. Why do we need to be
I
on the
said
front line?
again,
Because
fuck
see,
you.
this is the problem I have with that.
Using us as
You
always.
want me to march with you,
But you don't do
when
shit for
I
me.
need you to march with me,
You fucking me over.
You somewhere else talking about me. You somewhere else doing something.
asking me why I
with
got
us,
braids in
some
my
of them
hair.
march
But let me
with
tell
us.
you
Or
this.
asking me
But
why
let
you
me
got
tell
braids.
you
I
this.
like your hair the other way, bitch. Did I ask you
You
what you
that
like my
right.
motherfucking hair, bitch?
Right.
I don't like none of the shit you
Do I
come in
need
here
your
looking
permission?
for. You see what I'm saying? But why do I gotta go to work and do that? Fuck that.
And see,
And I was here
what
first.
I
It
don't
made the
like
shit.
is
I mean, in
that
life.
you have to say,
Well,
you have to
Mexico
tell
was
me,
California first.
you the
I
only
don't
time
give
that
a
you
damn. I'm
want
here
the
now.
marching to go on is when something affects you. That's when you want to march. We're
We
not
had to build
marching
you
with
some
George
shit.
Floyd. We're not marching for Juneteenth. We're not marching for anything else. But the moment something happens, now it's affecting you. Now you want us to march with you.
But let them
Jesse
learn.
Jackson to
They've
come
gotta
running
learn.
down there. They
They've
want
gotta
Al
learn
Sharpton
their
to come
struggle.
run. Let them people come run. You got some people, Mr. Caesar Chavez and his grandchildren. Let them go run to
what
that.
about-
Going around on Facebook, there was
I mean,
this
all
a
due
while
respect.
back.
Uh-huh.
I know there was this whole campaign of saying that asking the Black community not to join.
Good.
I told
Good.
they don't want us. Good.
They would
Yeah,
ask. There's a
don't
lot
join
that was
the
going on asking where the hell Barack was and asking about Kamala. She ain't coming.
We
She
we
was up
out
at Compton
there.
High School.
We
She
was-
didn't have time to come
We
fucking
was
around
out
with
there,
them.
and then you didn't.
Tar babes.
You don't want
until
our involvement.
again it affects you. Just like they just interviewed a guy. He was Cuban. He was like, I didn't know it was gonna be like this.
Then what
Well,
you
that's
do?
what your ass get. Okay.
65% of the vote.
He's like, I didn't think they were going to come for
pretty high.
Cuban
Dumbass.
people.
Dumbass.
I didn't think they were going to come for
This is one of those things where
Kamala told you, bitch.
it's a fuck around and
A billion
find out.
times.
At
kind of
all the
moment.
debates, she told you they're gonna. Lori
billion
didn't say it.
times.
What she said? They're gonna come. She
A
didn't say they
billion.
coming to the Home Depot and Paramount. No,
No.
she didn't say that.
I didn't think that they do that either. Honestly, they shocked me too.
I did. I had this huge, you guys. I knew we were in trouble.
And then they gonna take that shit to
I knew
Compton
we were
today.
in trouble. I was so like, oh, we're gonna win this thing with Kamala Harris until I went back east.
Yeah.
I went back
They
east
loved
to New
it.
York City. Every black man I met hated Kamala.
They tell me she put too many of the brothers
myriad
away.
Of reasons.
Mhm.
One of them was this thing about the construction
I'm gonna just be
workers. The
quiet.
construction
Oh.
workers in Manhattan, that the crews were primarily Latin and the brothers were getting
Laid out.
iced out, right?
Mm.
But she told you that if Trump passes this thing,
You
if he
definitely ain't
wins,
working
this
now.
2025 plan is going to be paramount, which says he's coming for immigration. He told you he's coming for immigration.
He's been saying it for
So
years.
I asked Eric the other day, I was like, how do they know when ICE comes? How do they know? Do they ask you for a card?
No, they come and
ask
grab
you-
your ass.
They grab all of you.
That's horrible.
And so they
They
feel
put you in
it's
the detention
easier
center.
for you to try to get out of the detention center than it is for me to try to validate you going
Before going.
in.
Lord,
That's what
we
they
better
don't
go
ask for your
natural
ID and no shit like
We
that.
better
They
go
just ask for your
natural.
ID. You got the proper paperwork. They don't ask for your
I
ID.
think they're
And if you don't have your green card and shit,
horrible.
can you have your green card?
part-time, right?
Yeah, it's a
Did you do
part-time.
that? So what?
I said
It
we
is.
need to go natural then. Because they might scoop us
Get
up.
your curls
I'm not
up.
going nowhere, play. I'm in Compton and Long Beach up in this biatch until this whole to this food. You wait on the one. What did you tell me when the food won? You said we ain't gonna be able to do shit.
We're not. I'm in the house. I'm in the house.
Yeah.
praying.
And that's what we need to be is at home, and that's what we are right
Right,
here at
right,
home.
right.
And
Sheli
Siobhan
C,
said
Black
this on
Peace,
because we
DOJ.
went out
Yeah.
last Saturday. He said it's just he was like, this is the first time I've ever felt privileged to be black.
Right.
I said, you're absolutely right. He said
That
because
I
right
can-
now
we
the
deserve
Latinx
it.
community
We deserve it. I
they
can go
cannot
to a
just be out and
restaurant
about.
and I don't have to worry.
First will be last.
There are so many people that ain't going
They're
to
picking
to
people
work.
up at the bus
Stop.
Anywhere.
Going to
Dog,
work.
they went to
Even
the,
the-
they went to Dodger Stadium.
Yes, but
Dodger
here's the
Stadium
thing.
didn't let them in.
But ain't but just the goal. That's
To go-
fucked because
yeah.
they
The
know
parking
sometimes-
lot.
That's fucked
They
up.
know it's the
The
parking
parking
lot.
lot.
They know where to
They're
do.
coming to the graduations. They're taking the families,
The
kids.
churches.
That's fucked
The
up.
churches.
Could you imagine being little kids?
They
didn't
did. They
even
went to a
finish
church
school?
in Downey.
That's horrible.
And
They
then
went to a
what
church
I
in
don't
Downey.
understand is somebody tell me this. Why they got to bring that shit to Compton though? Why the parade of the
Parade is
protest
going
got
to
to end in the CPT? Is that just to ask for some black power help
No,
or why?
well, Compton's heavily populated.
I was gonna say,
understand
I was
that.
gonna
Well,
say,
why
aren't they
gotta go
heavily
there and take that
populated?
shit over there to somewhere else? I'm just saying. We don't need all
Girl,
of
they
that.
was at the car wash yesterday.
I know I'm wrong. I don't care. It's how I feel. That's what I'm saying.
It's not that I don't care. I think it's wrong and it's not
It's
right.
all wrong.
It's all
And
right.
beating little kids and coming with motherfucking hot ass on a horse and shit with a fucking white cape on while you minding your business in the house with your family and your little girls and
Right.
little boys,
Right.
and they burn your shit the fuck up and fuck your bitch in your face and then turn around and fuck you and take your kids and turn them into slaves.
Now that sounds unreal, but
But
the
it
mu-
happened.
The
Every-
mutant
yeah.
gene.
Come on,
Go-
nigga,
we
come
go
on.
back.
So miss me. What Titi say?
That goes back
Miss me, player.
with that mutant
That's real.
gene. Something
It's wrong.
genetically is
wrong,
not right.
dog. I saw it, and I'm gonna tell you
Well,
about it one day.
just how we have these genes of trauma right there embedded in our DNA that
That weird
get
shit
passed
is in their
down,
DNA.
right? That level is
Of
passed down to
fuckery.
them.
Yeah,
They get it. They
Them
get
who?
shit.
Them,
the white
them
folks.
devils.
Well, when you come take things from everywhere you go, you took this land from somebody and you trying to kick everybody out from it.
Right.
This shit don't belong
So
to you.
don't
No, it
stop.
doesn't.
Their fuckery don't stop, and it won't
doesn't.
stop
You
until the
came and
Messiah
did, you
returns.
skinned the Indians and messed them up and kicked them off the land. You were not the first person here. As a matter of fact, our president is Irish. His mama came on a boat over here.
Fuck all of that bullshit.
They
with
only
him and
want
that
certain
bullshit.
immigrants.
I said over here,
Unfortunately.
not over here. Over here.
Girl, ain't nobody got
It's
time for
wrong.
that shit. Ain't nobody playing around. Look, I tell you what, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But we all saw what happened when they went up there in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and the Not
No.
Fucking Around coalition came down. The NFAC,
Mm.
not
In Atlanta. Was it in Atlanta?
fucking around with
I don't
you
know where they originated
motherfuckers
out from.
going.
I think it happened in
They're
Atlanta.
Georgia.
Atlanta.
So when they came out, just like they got them what you want to call them? The Hills Have Eyes, and what I call them, and the movie where Burt Reynolds was doing the butt stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Deliverance.
Deliverance.
Just how they come out the hills and do that weird funky shit. They got some players and some Macs and some brothers with some big ass guns. They come out the mountains too. Called the Not Fucking Around Coalition. So, at the end of the day, if people got to go toe to toe, 10 toes down, let's do it.
Well,
that's what you can do. You got to be armed.
That's it. All you can do is
be
your
ready
best.
and be armed. Because that's if you got to go there.
Yeah, sometimes you
By
just
anybody, what did Malcolm teach us? You got to get it though, because you're not gonna continue to disrespect me.
Right.
Now, if you didn't kill me and I get the fuck up,
you gotta
it's
get
a
got.
rap.
You
It's
gotta
a rap,
get got.
player.
You gotta
gonna
get
get
got.
it. You gonna have to take this.
Right.
You gonna get this because I'm gonna give it to you. That's how I know you gonna get it, because I'm gonna give it to you.
You gonna get got.
You got to, player. It's just like sometimes you be like, okay, I'm gonna take it to the film industry. Menace to Society. And when they killed, remember his little brother, his cousin, Kane's cousin came from Long Beach, and they killed him and shit. And like old dog told him, and that a dramatic, historic scene in the Grand National, rolling, right? With MC8. And they was arguing back and forth, old dog and Kane, about what they gonna do. And then MCA says, no, actually old dog go, you gonna let this motherfucker ride? You gonna let this shit ride? This motherfucker smoked your cousin in your face. And you gonna let this shit ride?
Because we don't think crazy.
Fuck that.
I'm just saying, you take us to the level of thinking crazy. We don't think. No, I'm serious. You take me to the level of thinking crazy. Now I got to think about how I'm gonna get.
I'm gonna get your motherfucking ass. Even if I have to die, bitch, you gonna feel that
now
shit, motherfucker.
I gotta get crazy to be on your level.
That's it. And that's not right. That's not healthy. That's not even normal.
No,
it's not normal.
It's not. That's why we don't
that's so
function
unhealthy.
that
and
way.
They want to know why we got like racism. I mean, gestational lifetime of generational fucking stress and trauma and cortisol, and because they try to kill it. That's why they can't understand why we're still here. It's just like Tupac, you motherfuckers still breathing?
Literally.
Fucking roaches? Like, they like, what the fuck? I done tried done everything to these motherfuckers. I done fucked them up. I done done everything to them, but yet still, they rise.
Exterminate all the brutes. That's literally what they try to do. And they weren't successful.
Girl. And then they let you're not even successful like that dumbass parade you had.
Just the thing with Iran, they doing now too.
You can hear the tanks squeaking.
Girl,
you can see it's like
and
11 people in the pew.
Here you go.
And I be like, what world does he live in that he be telling he
that's
just
Hills Have Eyes,
he lies
He
so good. And that's the thing. You have to be careful that he lies so much.
He believes it.
That he believes it.
Oh,
and what he does is he gets the MAGA people to believe it.
Yeah, it's a huge cult. Biggest cult I've ever seen.
And that is why they don't leave him,
Jones,
because they know they feel attacked themselves. It's not that usually you'll see a politician and maybe you might say, okay, now you know what you did was fucked up. Like Fannie Willis.
Shut up, fool.
Fannie.
This fool called her
She
Fannie.
fucked up. And she knows she fucked up.
Fannie fucked up?
Fannie fucked up.
They gonna come for Fannie.
I was all for Fannie.
All for it.
Until she fucked up. And that's the way it should be with politicians. You can be all for a person until they fuck up. And when they fuck up, I'm not right with you no more.
Yeah.
Okay, but what part about Fannie that you feel like she went to the rails?
So Lori, everybody knows this when you work in, especially when you work in HR, especially when you are in a position of somewhat power, because when you work in human resources, when you are in the
organization,
you have enough sense to say,
no,
I am going after Orange Man.
Shut up, Nick.
And I'm going to get him. They're going to come after me.
For sure.
And when they come after me, they won't find a fucking thing. Like Barack Obama.
Right. That's why you don't even run.
Yeah.
No, I would never.
I do.
So the moment I decided to mess with old dude that worked with me, I'd have said, fuck it, I can't do
Is
it.
the dick that good?
Maybe she thought they couldn't comb it
I
up.
think what
Because
happens
I just wrote the check.
we get
You remember
confused.
stuff.
Yeah, confusion.
We get confused.
Girl,
and
confusion.
we
I'm
begin to
done.
think that the world revolves the way it should
And
not the way it does.
Yeah.
Because
Like Thelma
right, wrong,
Louise
or
when she goes,
indifferent.
we don't live in that kind of world, Thelma.
No, I'm just saying, right, wrong, or indifferent,
Mm-hmm.
we are not judged by the same standards.
Standards. Exactly.
And so, in order for
Exactly.
you to be able to do something so high profile, so
So
sweet, so mega,
Right.
you gotta be squeaky
Clean.
clean.
I didn't
And
got
in
my girls
her
to say, what
mind-
did y'all remember about what some of
Right,
this
but
girl
in
did?
her mind, the
I didn't
law
like
book
because you know they
said
coming
one
for
and
that
one
shit.
don't equate. So I'm good. I'm good because
rubber
one and
band?
one don't equate.
Right.
You know they
They
coming for that
find out
shit.
about that time. No, be straight, dog.
They're
No, I
gonna
can't do
find
it then.
out.
They're gonna find out.
They're
because
gonna
they're
find
looking
out.
for it.
They're
They're
looking
looking
for
for
it.
it.
Looky.
Just like Barack said, imagine if I had done that.
Could
Yeah.
you go please?
Imagine?
No, fuck no.
Can't even.
Heck no.
And even Michelle said it. My husband
think
would
we
have been
all the
under
time.
the jail.
Under the jail.
Yeah.
My husband would have been
He would
under.
have been
My
blown up.
goodness. Yeah.
And the girl, you see what happened when you have a good time with poetry of just
Just
a
a
show.
show.
Yeah.
Killa T with Sheli C,
Yep.
and our new affiliation and
Black
collaboration
Fuse.
with Black Fuse in the house. Black
Capital
Fuse.
Black.
Capital on the Blizzak. And that's the new collaboration, ladies and gentlemen, that the Poetry of Justice show will also now be streaming all episodes on Black Fuse TV.
Hey,
all
now.
Black though. Shout out to Packy.
All right.
Thank you
I
so
saw that.
much.
I saw that on your page. Yes.
Yeah.
Making it happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it.
That's
All
it.
righty.
Awesome.
Have a good one.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
one.
Have a good one.